Welcome everyone to another, it's a bit bright, huh? Nightshift here in the office. Of course I fixed Inkscape to build here finally. Just to document that journey, my regular disappointment with stuff. As seen probably yesterday or so in the KD and GNOME streams, we saw that there already. I find it a little bit crazy that not only with GTK, the regular C, as a fan of that stuff I am not, we need GTK 4 and GTK Plus and GTK Plus 2 for arbitrary old stuff. And for C++ of course too, right? As joke as it started with, because GTK Plus had already Plus, and then as a joke or so the C++ wrapper folks there 20 years ago, at least it was my understanding always that this was a little bit of a joke of GTK MM for minus of not C++, and don't ask me, the irony and fun with GTK package naming. But so what we've seen yesterday, so we had the latest and greatest versions, because obviously at D2 we have the latest and greatest versions. I probably also need to implement dark mode for our website. But yeah, of course, for the latest and greatest, you need the latest and greatest versions, and then Inkscape doesn't build of the one major. I mean, who cares about some tea time applet or stuff, huh? Obviously. But yeah, for the one application, I said yesterday, I need myself to design stuff and layout and so on. So that's the stuff I had to package. So basically custom arbitrary, like aka for Inkscape old versions, and took me a while of trial and error of this version, but that didn't build, and that included glib wrong, because some version included like individual glib headers like gversion and what types .h and stuff, and it's not supported anymore, so you downgrade that and upgrade that and downgrade that, and that doesn't build. And I bored you that detail and didn't live stream that. But anyway, that is the result. The naming is the last thing here, so basically that's it. That's the video. So the names are a little bit crazy, though. I'm not even sure how I should name that really, because even the naming is a mess. For example, so because we now have two Pango MM2, I think, and the crazy thing is that the SO version here, so that's the super crazy stuff. So I have like no idea what those people are also thinking with all this mess. And my also criticism before I asked, but René, what can those people make better? Well, they could like not constantly freaking change the API and ABIs. It's so much even freaking Microsoft with Windows or Apple with their Cocoa stuff, although now they transition to. Even with some of their Swift transition, Apple still get some Objective-C, Cocoa APIs stable and backward compatible. And then also, even if you create this mess because you have no other technical, I mean, I would say like of not ever changing the freaking API. And maybe only every decade and not every 5 years. But then also at least keep the freaking names in them, right? Because what happens now is that we have not only two Pango MM2 versions, because the other version is whatever actually we can probably check that. That is 250, and it's like probably basically just, I mean, probably I'm unlucky and this is just now. Yeah, so just recently they apparently changed with 248 apparently. So we are just at, granted, we are just at that year where they bumped that major ABI version. But then they also freaking could have used like 3 or whatever, or I don't know what, because so now we have, and that's also, I mean, that alone in itself is already crazy, that we have Pango MM246. Oh, wait a second, is it even, did I not have 250 somewhere? Why is this? Wait a second. What I've done here? Oh, that is. Oh, one. Already get confused with all this stuff. Yeah, so this is 250, but the other is 1.4, right? So two 46.2 is installing an 1.4 SO version and file names, and it's like you had one freaking job. I'm really soon out of face palms and words, and maybe I should just play Monkey Islands at night. Previous live stream. So yeah, I'm a little bit torn of how I freaking should name that now. Because I mean, the problem is if I name the package Pango MM2, then like the other is also 2, and I think I name it 1 for now. It's technically, I mean, both things suck, right? I mean, either you have Pango MM, which is version 2, and the other, but the other basically is SO version 2, so yeah, I guess probably I leave it as it now, because whatever I do, I mean, each solution sucks, and we can just rename it. If we next year figure they rename it differently for their voodoo reasons, then I just SED this stuff and zip rename it. The only other major thing is probably I could check if the SO versions of all of those are 1. Maybe they aren't. Also, I'm not really feeling, yeah, this is 1.0. And I think with Cairo MM it's the same shit. So this is Cairo MM 1 for package config and SO. I mean, at least that stuff is in sync. And then, we need to basically, I don't have much of that. Cairo MM1. Actually, I could have used mine, query the version. Yeah, so, oh wait, this is not so, I meant this one. Yeah, this is, I mean, sure, but yeah, now we have 140 and 116, and don't ask me, is it even more? Yeah, so with this it's even more stupid that it's not even, it's like 1.0, is it 1.0? I lose overview. Yeah, 1.0 and 1.16. I mean, here we have now version 1 and 1, and I could cry, I could throw up. I mean, if we burn all the shit, we avoid quite some steps. Yeah, so I guess the way I named this right now hopefully makes the most sense, as much sense as this chaos can make. But one thing is for sure, it is quite a chaos, this GNOME inherited C. Where's even the freaking SO version now? So this is 2. I named it 2. Did we check all of them? But yeah, I mean, I need to give them credit for that much chaos really needs quite some execution and planning to create in such a double chaotic form, and that final realization. That this stuff even freaking still builds in one way, shape or form. It's probably a miracle. So 80K, should we double check 80K as we are in the double checking, because obviously who knows if 1.6, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me as it is also 1. Oh no, it's 2. Yeah. Did we check all of them? GTK 3, I think it is 3, right? Did we package? Yeah, I think it's 3. What is even then the other GTK because, okay, that is 4.8. At least that is 4.8. Anyway, yeah, working a day and night because otherwise, tomorrow I have babysitting my child, so you better work at night, keeping your 5,000 packages in check. Anyway, so do we commit them all at once? Actually, you know what, we could actually 4p in ATK, let's update the cache file to be good maintainer here. Cache file with proper dependencies, obviously. Oops. So for all of those, do copy a cache file of p2 p cache done. And then should we, I guess theoretically, did I not delete that? I probably, it's also funny that RM historically doesn't delete directories. It's, yeah, of course. I guess actually we also want to update the Inkscape cache file already, because that now includes all these fancy packages. So I guess we could commit this together. There's probably not that much value in atomically committing them all separately. So it would be GNOME and X11. And as I subversion copied those, okay, yeah, I mean, this has some Ninja, okay, this has some superfluous Python stuff. There's some image magic. I mean, at least it's not complete randomness. Might need some, yeah, for example, here, libzic C++2, that probably makes some sense. So yeah, our dependencies, our automatically generated dependencies start to look more and more, maybe not yet perfect, but at least somewhat reasonable. The only thing is we could how many others? 7. Oh, what did I type here? Very theoretically, we could also delete that here. Yeah, I guess that's mostly fine. But yeah, step by step, little by little, day and night, 24/7, 365. We create an amazing news distribution where even freaking Inkscape builds, of all things I obviously need for myself. So yeah, that's using these old versions now. And to my credit, until the recent update some months ago, it actually did build. Probably that's a little bit, actually that looks truly reasonable. What fix? So I need to still disable Poplar somehow. After all these fixes and all this work, of course Inkscape does not automatically find the Poplar headers and stuff. Although often we install them here in op whatever, but Poplar not. So although we install them in, is it Poplar? No, this Inkscape. Although maybe it is too new, who knows? There, or maybe it's missing some. Oh no, it has CPP actually. So who knows what? It's in a regular place, not our user X11 or GNOME KDE business by default anyway. So that is to be debugged another day, not tonight. Hotfixed Inkscape to build without Poplar for now. And update cache. They have that for enjoying Inkscape on all the other surrounding T2 Linux things. Playing along at home this night, tonight. Hope you learned something, including what a recurring math this unfortunately is. And I understand I criticize the open source stuff I otherwise thrive and recommend for, but this is truly hilarious, right? I wish I could, after 20 5 years sit here and say everything's amazing, everything is sorted. We at open source do the best ABI conformance and stability and maintenance and sanity and sorting and enablement, but unfortunately stuff breaks, the only constants change and regressions and truly strange, bizarre SO and API package config and package names. And stuff is using old stuff for a long time. Also, I mean, you could hope that the Inkscape, I mean, it's not that much out of sync, but also, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Inkscape uses this stuff for 5 or 10 years. It wouldn't be the first time of, like, just look at GIMP, how long it takes for their stuff. Which is obviously, does GIMP even, I mean, I need to truly go to bed now. So this time is off because, actually no, that's not, somehow it's in, yeah, I truly need to go to bed. Obviously. I'm a little bit curious how much GIMP will build with all this Babel, Giggle and C-based library craziness. Maybe if we give it 5 minutes. Daniel says, heroes never sleep. Thanks for that. Do we have a drop of citrus ginger tea against my cold? Yeah, let's see. Let's give it a try. That's why we could. Do they finally list MD79? I'm a little bit irritated that I can't even pre-order that. Did it not list something the other day? Why does it? Yeah, I just use it. It's not a bad advertisement. I just try to find out if someone allows pre-ordering this stuff. All right, this cool stuff of I have the feeling that it's also bit rotting up and done there. We probably, maybe, most likely don't need that. Bigger question would be if Babel and Giggle. If you don't know what that is, it are OpenGL or so. Get unknown, I got unknown keyword description. What the heck? Can't mix the stuff up, but it might just be outdated and not be the latest version for Meson. So what is the latest Babel version anyway? What did we try to build? 188. Okay, there are newer. So only win-win of this is some other random. Maybe also data should actually in the meantime commit it when it doesn't build. What is with Giggle? Also the naming, right? That actually did even do something, but then why did it? 885 of what does it not find? Oh, this one's Babel. Oh, thank you very much. Let's see if that new version. What is this? Is it even the latest version? Okay, that is of course also after like a decade. Also, when was the first version? 20? Looks unlikely. I have the feeling they think that the stuff and that date stuff is like easily after a decade. The stuff is still 0.2 version, and hey, is that even freaking builds? Wouldn't surprise me if there is a new Giggle. 04. No, there. Oh wait, no, there isn't. Wait. Whatever. Looks like that is the latest version. So yeah, only took 3 years live on YouTube, day and night. And finally, most desktop stuff is kind of sort of mostly building again. Maybe we should check if there is a new GIMP version before we build an old version and debug and stuff that. What does that want? Except disable Python. PyGTK, come on. I think I first want to know whether that stuff builds, so I think I give that a try for. Does it have a, of course it has a conf. This is probably outdated, so good that we take a look at this. I also have the feeling, what did we build with? I have the feeling most of this stuff will not work anymore. If this is Mason or so, let's see, what is it running? Oh, it's freaking still running configure, can't make this stuff up. But yeah, as slow as GIMP is moving, obviously it's fine. Yeah, they're using old GTK versions, so probably still don't support CMYK, but or do they support 16-bit? Something of that sort then. Do I not? Oh, I have this installed. Maybe they want another version or whatever. Let's, okay, then. Let's disable that like that for now and debug that another day. So, like whatever's missing there. Actually, very theoretically, I could, of course, add, what was it? This was Inkscape with Poplar. Yeah, my to-do never dies. This is 25 years later. Thankfully, sometimes I accidentally removed it. Or overwritten that with some extracting a tar bomb in my working copy. Inkscape and GIMP with Python. It's not like you ever run out of stuff to YouTube live stream. What is going on here though? Bug report URL. GIMP configuration. Wait, it still wants other stuff though. Can we disable this stuff? But RSVG I should have or not? Does it want an old version or what? So 254, 246, mentioned 250. Maybe it's just not. No, it says, it clearly says no. Maybe it has the same. Maybe we packaged a unstable version. Wait, why is that empty? What it? Oh, did that only install? Wait a second. Does it not install? Did this shit only install? Oh, wait a second. I have the feeling we built the wrong thing here. Maybe. Do we have run cargo? Probably, or good that we, I mean, this would be a major win. I mean, this is always unexpected stuff. You're wondering, why is this random dude live streaming his life on YouTube with this unsuccessful tiny little Linux distribution? At least we fixed my major unexpected bugs in the middle of the night that we didn't even know we had. Let's see what happens. Yeah, coding is relative. I'm totally aware that this is noisy. C++, I obviously do that too often, but this is also just a relative. When people ask me, what does it take to work at a Linux distribution stuff? Oh, wait a second, what is it? If you work on a Linux distribution, you mostly deal with this stuff, and that is a sad reality. Totally aware. This is building with Make though. Okay, so maybe then it is building, okay, maybe this looks okay then. That it's building some stuff internally with cargo. What happened is that now that we have native, also, yeah, the only constant is change, even in our Linux distribution. Obviously, even we sometimes cause regressions. In this case, for example, when a package has configure, make, and cargo, and now we, like a year ago, added something that sort, previous videos there, 100 videos ago, we added native cargo support to build cargo packages like Alacrity or Rust Analyzer and stuff. So stuff like that, and or cargo itself maybe. And then what happens, of course, our automagic stuff configures and says, hey, wow, there's a cargo thing, cargo toml, let's cargo it. And then probably most likely this librsvg stuff is missing all its surrounding stuff as seen here, probably. Let's see what happens now. At least that's my theory so far. Yeah, and then so it looks like that. It built some stuff with Rust and some surrounding old-fashioned stuff there. Then so this is a shared file with loader caches. Yeah. Something of that sort. The comment is longer than the freaking one-line change, but that is often the case. Each time I skimp on, I with my funny little hobby project here, I try to keep this commit messages sort of professional even at night, because each time I skimp on the commit messages, I regret it. There's like 1 or 2 years later, or maybe even next week, I find, why does some shit not build anymore? And then I scroll over commits, or even if it's a one-line change, then like next year I might wonder, why did I even freaking do it, right? So even if the commit message is longer than the commit or stuff, or even if it takes longer to write or some minutes or seconds to sync, don't skimp, like don't save on commit messages or test suits. Both are amazing. Yeah, so that I wonder if we can disable this. So this would be G, so that fixed that. gxif, can we disable this, or missing dep, is it optional? gxif, gxif, I need to really sleep soon. Okay, this is somewhere. Okay, we need to check where this stuff is coming from. Do we have other stuff here? What was it? Okay, you know what? Then we don't need to commit this yet. We can do this tomorrow. So don't forget to, or actually today after I slept. So don't forget to share, like, subscribe to not miss out on this stuff here on finalizing GIMP. We fixed some other stuff, including Inkscape for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Have a good day or night, and I hope stay healthy, and I hope to see you next time, tomorrow and stuff.